You want it? You got it. Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Monday, October 17th. Good morning, Powers.
Good morning, Beef.
And good morning, everybody out there. Hope you guys had a good weekend and you're readjusting and getting reset for the week ahead. We got a long week ahead as we're kind of all eyes on the Glow Show this Friday and then opening weekend for the Tucson Roadrunners. It's going to be a busy weekend. You can't hear? All right, there you go. Is that good? You got to plug your stuff in, dude. You should be good. Anyways, we got a lot to cover today. Our build a band today is all this week is going to be drummers. So last week we did our Fatal 4-Way Friday, and out of the 4 that we chose, it was Flea, Fieldy, Tim Comerford of Rage Against the Machine, and Rob Trujillo of Metallica. I was surprised to find out that our winner for our bass player for Build a Band is Fieldy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. No, unplug and plug in. Something's going to happen, dude. Like everything should be set to where you should be able to hear stuff. So why don't you turn the volume up or something else? It's 6:02. We got to figure that out at 6:45. All right, and we have tickets galore to give away, too. For all you Sepultura fans, I got Max and Igor, the brothers Sepultura, are going to be performing together. I think Rialto Theater. I'm going to give away tickets for that later on. I still have an extra pair of tickets for Trinity of Terror Tour, which I didn't give away last week, that I'll be giving away later today, and John Mulaney as well. In fact, actually, I want to give away those John Mulaney tickets here in the next few minutes. So if you're a fan of stand-up comedy, we'll get you situated. And all right. And also, I had a long weekend. You just did Herb's Tucson Film Festival, right? Or
Yeah.
Film Festival Tucson? Is that what it's called?
Film Fest Tucson.
Did it have any affiliation with the Loft Theater, or is
No.
there some kind of underground like beef between the two?
No, I think there was just, you know how it is around here. There's always 2 or 3 of the same type of things going on. So I think there was another film festival that they were running.
Yeah. So there was something at the Loft, which looked pretty cool as well. So if you were a film fan, this last weekend was your weekend, and you hosted and did a Q&A for a Disney documentary.
Well, I did the intro for the Disney documentary, Mickey, the Story of a Mouse. That was exciting. And the next day I did an intro and a Q&A for Attack of the Dock, which was a look back on the G4 network.
Oh, yeah. And the G4 network is no longer around, right?
No, it made a comeback up until, guess what? Yesterday. Yep.
As soon as you did something about it, then
it benefits this guy. No, it benefits this guy because he did a whole documentary on kind of the demise of G4.
Yeah.
And then it came back while he was making it. So we had to change the documentary. And then you could tell that he often spends his time answering the questions of, hey, so what's going on with the new G4? And hey, or how come you're not involved? And now, hey, he never has to answer that again.
Right. Okay. So how did you find out that the new G4 was done?
Oh, Herb emailed me yesterday.
That's funny.
He
So
goes,
yeah,
did you see this? I'm like, whoa.
just kaput.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, they probably saw the documentary as well. That's cool. Yeah. And then you did After Party with Efren Ramirez, our new best friend, Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite. So it was a jam-packed weekend. So you probably saw us around. We're the morning show that literally does multiple gigs and is all around town. Powers was downtown. Rico was downtown bouncing at bars. You may have seen him there. I was running a poker tournament on Saturday for the Angel Ball charity, which went well and ended at the appropriate time like I scheduled it. So that was good. But it's still a pain in the ass dealing with these things because I have to deal with dealers first off. And they're sketch. Too many cooks in the kitchen. A lot of people second guessing what I'm doing.
Really?
Yeah, and it's like you have a lot of guys that are just like no. I've ran a poker tournament at home. I know what I'm talking about. I'm like, bitch. I've been doing this for 20 years. So how about you just sit down, shut up, and listen, and we'll see how things work out. And guess what? They work out good when you listen. It's crazy. So I had scenarios like that, and then I also had guests. Here's a situation that I thought was, a lose-lose. There's no way to win in this situation. there was an hour break in between the rounds, right? So we did the first hour of poker tournament. Then the players went to have dinner. They came back to start the second half of the tournament, and everyone was supposed to leave their chips there. And so this guy comes back, and he's a little drunk, because it's Saturday night and it's a party, and he counts his chips, and he immediately gets all indignant and just like, hey, I had more chips when I left. And I'm like, sure. I'm like, sir, I assure you, nobody's been in this room besides our dealers. Nobody touched your chips. So whatever chips you left, those are the chips that you came back to. Oh, no, I'm counting up. How much you count here? How much you count here? And I'm like, I counted up. I'm like 54,000 in chips. I had at least 65,000. Oh, okay. You're waiting until I give you the total to tell me how much you had. Right. So again, his attitude, he's coming at me full court press. And meanwhile, the dealer sitting next to me, who was sitting at that table the entire time, is like, Brad, I assure you, I did not touch those chips. Everything should be there. And I'm like, I believe you, right? I've known the dealer for like a decade too. Like, John, I get it. And then meanwhile, a guy comes up to the table to sit next to him. It's the guy who was sitting next to him before the break.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, hey, didn't I have a bunch of chips? And the guy's rolling up and he's in a good mood. And he's like, hell yeah, buddy. You were killing it. You have 54,000 chips. Literally said the amount I told him.
That's funny.
And then the guy looks at me and I look back at him with that kind of like that look that says, I just called you out on your ass, right? And then he still doubles down. Well, I had more chips. And I'm like, oh, God. Meanwhile, an old lady sits down next to him. She's like, I have more chips, too. And I'm like, oh, here we go. Everybody have more chips. Here's the spoiler alert, guys. All these little chips on the table, right? This is what I have to deal with. All these chips on the table, right? They have no real monetary value. So John here, who sat at the table for the entire time that you guys went to get drunk and come back, he's the only one who would have took these chips. And if he walks out of here with a pocket full of chips and goes to the bank, he's going to walk out of the bank with a pocket full of chips.
Yeah.
Right? It's worth nothing. So, yeah, that's good old Tucson for you. But at the end of the day,
Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to
success.
Beef Vegan
And those
Presents.
people
We're
bitch
hanging out here
and
live
win.
on the podcast
Right
broadcast
there.
in
Oh,
studio.
karma.
Very special guest taking over the Rock this Friday. We got Jonathan Russell from Stands with Fists, along with Sonar and James. Good morning, guys.
What up? What up?
What's up?
All right, we're going to be doing a lot of stuff with Stands with Fists on the podcast broadcast, gearing up every single day this week on the podcast broadcast. We should have another band featured on the bill, and just gearing up for this huge show. It's a huge rock local event that's unlike any other. If you haven't been to the annual Stands with Fists Glow show, then you're not in the know, but we're going to fill you in here on the podcast broadcast and, of course, on the air. So you can join us, youtube.com/beefvegan, or any of our social media pages on Facebook and Instagram. Well, actually, we're not live on Instagram. I don't know why I'm saying that. But coming up next, we'll break it down with Stands with Fists. Join us live on the podcast broadcast, youtube.com/beefvegan. Here's 3 Days Grace with So-Called Life from Rock 102.1 KFMA. Claire, you can tell I got Monday cobwebs and stuff. Did you guys party hard this Wednesday, or was it just me? Or this weekend? Or is it just me? This Wednesday. See how yeah.
Every day that ends in Y.
Yeah, exactly. I know. All right. So yeah, let's we're gonna be breaking down the Glow show. If you guys don't know about it, I'm gonna pull up some pictures as well from Stands with Fists. And this is the third time you've done a Glow show, Jonathan, or
Probably about the 40th time.
is it the 40th time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
About 40. Somewhere, probably between 30 and 40, maybe more. It gets a little confusing. We've been doing it since 2010.
Oh yeah. Oh, so super annual. Yeah. So essentially, we could lie and say it's the 10th annual because COVID took you out for 2 years, right? Was it 2 years or just 1 year?
We did every show Glow.
Every show Glow?
Just since the COVID thing, we seem to just do it once a year.
Yeah.
But
So
we'll see how it goes.
Before that, you did every show Glow?
Yep.
All right. Let's take a moment to appreciate Jonathan's style real quick. Yeah, I mean, seriously, you look like you're running things here. You're a tattoo artist as well, right?
I have tattooed. I just I don't do it professionally.
Oh, okay. Because I have a tattoo story that I'll share with you a little bit later on, and then I got a bunch of odd stories to share. But first, I will tell you, you're a fantastic lead singer, and Jonathan Russell's in like 10 different bands, right?
No.
No, you don't want to say that.
We're down to like 2.5.
Okay, 2.5 bands.
Yeah.
All right. And it stands with Fist, of course, being the main band, and they're headlining this Friday. But I'd be careful because there's always people out to try to replace you, take that role. In this case, I came across a video of a husky that, Sonar, James, if, Jonathan stops showing up to band practice, you may want to reach out to this dog.
Yeah. Can you get us this husky's contact info?
Yes, I will.
Just in case?
I'm going to pull it up real
All
quick
right.
so you'll be able to see on the podcast broadcast. This husky is as metal as it gets. It is fantastic. And it's even the on Reddit, it's even titled, if anyone looking for a lead singer for their death metal band. So I know you guys aren't death metal, but if you wanted to kind of experiment a little bit, check this out. This dog is amazing.
Oh,
Look
man.
at him. Yeah, he's got bars.
He'd get all the ladies too.
Oh, yeah.
John kind of does something like that.
I know.
Sounds like the beginning of Holiday.
Yeah.
One of our songs.
Yes, sample this dog immediately, guys. Honestly, for the next Stands with Fist album, if you don't have that dog making a guest appearance, then you're doing it wrong. I'm just saying.
He's a star.
Yeah. It is fantastic. Yeah. So, of course, we got a fantastic lineup for this Friday. Let me pull up this flyer as well, which I could do. I believe when I do this here. And so, and then you got to send me pictures. Can you email me some pictures, or you did email me some of the pictures in the past there, Jonathan? Because the way that this,
Through text, possibly.
the Rock looks like a music video set. It doesn't look like The Rock. I mean, what they do is they transform it and they totally create this whole atmosphere that, put you in a different place. And, then the entire band is all decked up. So, Sonar, break down what do you got to do to prepare for this show before you take the stage?
Lots of practice and just
For
kinda hang out.
visually.
Visually,
Yeah.
lots of setting up, getting in paint.
Basically, we build a stage and rub paint all over each other. It's pretty weird.
You guys, okay, so your pre-show meeting is just rubbing paint all over each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More or less.
Band of brothers.
Splatter party.
Yeah. So, hey, do you not get it? How do you not get it in your eyes and everything? Because this is like glow in the dark paint.
Once you start playing on stage,
Get that mic in front of you, Johnny. Two
then
mics.
it actually gets in your eyes.
Yeah. The sweat.
Yeah.
I just close my eyes most of the time.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. You know what you should do? I'll give you a pro tip courtesy of Jeff Hardy. You should paint eyeballs on your eyelids. So when you close your eyes, it looks like your eyes are open.
I
Ah.
actually place my eyeballs on my cheeks.
Oh, you used to do that?
Black
Yeah.
out- and then I black out the top of my head, so that way you can't tell where my eyes actually are.
Well, do both, and then you could have four eyes
Yeah.
and seriously blow people's minds.
Blink, blink.
Uh huh. Yeah. And then, or just close one eye and then you have the third eye, and the whole thing is a trip. So we'll be pulling up those images here so you can see what we're talking about. But we're going to be on in 45 seconds talking about a guy's worst luck. This guy that I'm about to tell the story of probably has the worst luck of any man that I've come across stories. And I've come across stories, of course, people born without arms and legs. But there's like literally men who are born without arms and legs. And they heard about this guy and they're like, man, that guy, this sucks for him. I wouldn't want to be him. Yeah. So, I mean, that's a bold statement, but we're going to find out who that guy is here in about 17 seconds.
They call that a tease. That's
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
on the edge of my seat.
Exactly. All right, good. I got your email,
You must
Jonathan. Thank
know.
you. All right. So, yeah, exactly. Here's 10 seconds. Rock 102.1 KFMA. That, of course, is Lincoln Park with Faint. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. Hanging out with Stands with Fists. We're headlining the Glow Show this Friday at The Rock. I did a tease on the podcast broadcast. My tease was this guy has the world's worst luck. In fact, actually, I've come across stories of men born without limbs. And those men read or had someone read them the story about this man. And they thought to themselves, man, I wouldn't want to be this guy. So who is this guy? Well, he's an unnamed man who has been reported to have an allergy. that some people qualify him as the unluckiest man alive. This allergy is, according to doctors, they say he's allergic to his own man love. All right. And this is how I'm saying it. Yeah. Without repeating, if you're putting the pieces together, so when he orgasms, he is allergic to it and he experiences flu-like symptoms every time he O's. He's allergic to his own. Now, I've come across stories where there's been women literally allergic to men's reproductive fluids, but this is the first I've come across a story of a man who's allergic to his own. I mean, his body's producing it, right? And then just like, like all of us, when we finish and it goes like all over our faces, it causes an outbreak for this guy. It's insane.
So what you're telling me is this is a story about the most productive man in the world.
That's true. Yeah.
Well, if you ever need to call out of work, you got an excuse.
Right. Yeah. No, this man is he's unnamed, but I believe his name is Bill Gates. Yeah. Yeah. Just a billionaire. That's what happens if you're allergic to your own. You're going to be reading a little harder, working a little harder, not distracted by everything else. But this
You're going to be doing a lot of things a little harder.
Yeah, that's true. You'd be a walking diamond. But this allergic reaction had become so debilitating that he'd actively been avoiding sleeping with his girlfriend, actively been avoiding it. With each O, he'd report a fever and cough and muscle weakness and issues with concentration, memory, and speech. And this is one of those like catch-22s. What are you going to do? Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Fortunately, all it took was a treatment to get the sex train moving again. So they do have a medicine for him. So he lucked out. But imagine if he was living in a world without modern science.
Good for him.
Yeah.
That's a good ending of that story.
Yes, I had to give a good ending because I was feeling too bad. I was getting depressed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. We're going to keep the conversation moving with Stands with Fists. Also, we're going to watch a music video, Tyrannosaurus Sex, which may or may not have inspired Art the Clown from Terrifier. You be the judge, because I really feel like Sam here locally, who's been dressing up like a clown just because for years, if I'm not wrong, it may have inspired our latest Hollywood horror icon. We'll find out on the podcast broadcast. Join us, youtube.com/bevegan, or keep it right here. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. I'll tell you what I mean. Because we've been talking about this Art the Clown and Terrifier 2 for over a week now. And that's because of, I don't even know if vasectomy would work, JJ, by the way. Speaking of the guy allergic to his own jizz, which is an amazing story, right? Is that not the unluckiest man?
Yes, that's up there.
Yeah. All right. So, but we've been talking about this movie Terrifier 2 for a good week or two. Because of all the reports of Art the Clown being so scary that movie theater managers have literally been calling paramedics and firefighters to the theaters to respond to people just passing out in their seats. Yes.
We'd have to look into this.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to show you Art the Clown here. This is Terrifier 2. It's very similar to your boy Sam, is it?
Sam Hain.
Sam Hain?
Yep.
Okay. And Sam Hain dresses up like a clown because
that's just who he is every day.
That's just who the fuck he is.
Style, yeah.
Yeah, he identifies as a terrifying clown. And you guys were saying sometimes you met up with Sam like first thing in the morning, and this guy's already ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
You have to give me Sam's info. I got to get Sam in on this podcast broadcast, especially before October's up. Okay. So, yeah, once we get past this week.
Season.
Yeah.
This is definitely his season. Okay, so if you're looking at it, this is Art the Clown from Terrifier and Terrifier 2. This is a horror movie that has, according to some, redefined the genre, is so terrifying, but also so good. In fact, actually, the reviews on both of them are in the high 90s on Rotten Tomatoes, both from critics and viewers alike. I haven't seen it yet, but now I'm super intrigued. So can you see the pictures of Art the Clown? You see what's happening?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. So that's Art the Clown. Now I want to share with you a picture of Sam, but you're going to see it in the music video from Stands with Fists. So okay, get you guys ready. Oh, and what up, Held Out? Make sure you hit me up. I want you guys in on Wednesday or Thursday this week. Hit me up.
So fun fact, I actually played drums for Held Out also.
Oh, good. Okay. Well then,
double.
Yeah.
well then, spread the word, and good to meet you again.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So let me pull up the Stands with Fists here music video, and this is Tyrannosaurus Sex. Now, let me ask you this, guys. As you see the little light bulb go in my eyes, after releasing this song, have you ever tried to do it Tyrannosaurus Sex style? No?
Probably.
I'm not
Do you
sure
even know what that is?
entails, actually.
Let me explain. It's super easy. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's just like doing a doggy style, and you want to smack her ass, but you want to do it with little baby arms. Whoosh, whoosh. That's Tyrannosaurus Sex. That's how you do it.
Arms into your
Yeah.
shirt.
Yeah, you tuck your arms in your shirt. You're going at it, and you gotta lean in to the smacks. You guys got the song. I mean, I don't know why you didn't do it.
Good roar afterwards.
Yeah. So, all right, let's get into this. So, you're gonna see Sam the Clown in this video that they released about 5 years ago. This Stands with Fists, Tyrannosaurus Sex, and you guys be the judge. Did Sam inadvertently inspire Art the Clown from Terrifier? While you rock out to this song, check it out.
I can't stop this from becoming drunk. Issues. I can't stop this from becoming drunk. Issues. You know, just know, and you know, you just know, and you know. Close your conversations, I need more. I need a feeling. Closer to victim, you're closing in. Closer and closer. Something's from becoming. And you get the victim and close the door. Closer to closure, you're closing in. I can't stop this. Coming. I can't stop this from becoming drunk. Issues. I can't stop this from becoming drunk. Issues. You know, you just know, and you know, you just know, and you know, just know. Stop this! I need to feed the way you need to feed. It takes one to know one. I need to feed the way you need to feed. It takes one you need longer. I know you better than I know myself. Better than that. Better than that. I am. Better than that. I know you will. You're better than that. Better than that. I am better than that. Better than that. I know you will. You're better than that. You know. You just know when you know. You know. You just know when you know. You just know when you know. You just know when you know. Better than that. Better than that. I am better than that.
But for some
Only
reason,
one.
the only DVD that got brought along was Jurassic Park.
So we had to measure our distance and how many Jurassic Parks it took to get to a
Like,
place.
okay, we're going to Seattle. That's about like 3.5
Yeah.
Jurassic Parks.
That's funny.
4.5 Jurassic Parks.
7 Jurassic Parks.
It'd be like falling asleep, but like still like you could just listen to it. You've seen it so many times, you just
DNA.
know exactly what's going on. Yeah.
Right.
No, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, we're hanging out here with Stands with Fists on the podcast broadcast. Just watched our video, Tyrannosaurus Sex, which seemed like a fun video to be a part of. You guys said that it was a blast putting that together, right? What do you remember from putting together this music video?
It was about 117 outside.
Oh, you did in the summertime.
And so we would go outside and film for 15 minutes, get everyone back inside, cool down 20 minutes, then go back out for 15 minutes,
Yeah.
or spray everyone with hoses, which the girls weren't too fond of because they all got all their makeup and all that stuff.
Yeah, did you do a casting call for girls, or you just called all the hot chicks that you've known? Because you know them all in Tucson.
Just put out put out the word.
Yeah, and they ran it through. How many girls did you have in this music video? Do you recall? Like, give me a guesstimation.
Approximately 10 to 12.
Yeah.
Depends
Yeah,
on what part of the day.
All super hot girls. Oh yeah, all through the day. How many hours in the day did it take you to shoot this video?
I think we started around 1 and finished about 9 in the morning. No, I'm just kidding. 9 at night.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. Yeah. So summertime shot. And then that means whoever was dressed up as the T-Rex was the MVP during this entire shot as well, because that's got to be hot as
Yeah,
fuck in there.
He blacked out.
Did
And
he?
I thought that he was breaking the drum set like Nirvana. I was like, oh hell yeah, this is great.
Yeah, he
So
fell
I get
straight
involved
through
and all
it.
of a sudden I realize he's just passed out. He fell right through the drum set.
Oh
I was like, had to
no.
pull him out of the suit, throw water on him. Got a little freaky for a second.
Oh man. Yeah.
So then we had to put somebody else in the suit.
Oh no. You just replaced them?
Hey, the show must go
But
on.
you can't tell in the video.
No, you can't. It's just
Right.
at the end when they go through the credits and they're just like, we're just not gonna name them. No.
As a man who owns a gorilla suit, it gets hot fast.
Yeah,
It's
well,
right, and you pass out.
You would think
Yeah,
with
I
the
need you in
blowing
that
air.
gorilla suit in our next video.
Yeah, you would think with the blowing air though that it would kind of cool them down a little bit, but no, not at all.
Just blowing hot, sweaty air around in there.
You
Yeah,
can see in the video, Josh, after the suit incident, that's him jumping in the kiddie pool.
okay, yeah, just cooling down.
Yeah.
117 degrees. You probably shot it in sometime in July then.
It probably wasn't 117, but it was around like 110, 112.
It was hot as hell. Yeah, you
Yeah.
get. Well, I mean, we all
Felt like
live
a-
here. We know how hot it gets. Yeah. So, hold on, we're gonna get back on the air. Rock on 2.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We just watched Stands with Fists, the Tyrannosaurus Sex music video, which you can find on YouTube. Just search Stands with Fists, Tyrannosaurus Sex. And we're getting behind the scenes of this really fun video shoot that they put together. Because when you're a band, when you do video shoots, you can just essentially make it like a 12-hour party. And you get the vibe through performance shots that it very much was at times a big party, was it not?
It was.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
How
and
you
then
get people to show up.
getting people to show up, be responsible enough to shoot. Who was more responsible, the video vixens or the dudes like your friends to come in and be part of like mosh pit scenes?
I don't think anybody was responsible.
Nobody was responsible.
I'm sure the ladies were probably
They were
a lot more responsible than
Yeah, they showed up.
The band members were definitely out of hand. They were having way too much fun.
They're full blown rock starring it.
Solo on his leg.
Yeah, there was a solo on the leg shot in the video. The video is super fun, and we found a fun fact about it because in it, considering the song is called Tyrannosaurus Sex, there was a giant inflatable Tyrannosaurus Rex with a guy inside, you know, kind of being a prop and dancing around during the entire video. And at one point, he got so hot because it was shot here in Tucson in the summertime that he blacked out and collapsed onto the drum set, which you thought it was just him going full method.
Yeah. So I joined in. I was like, yeah, let's break the drum set.
Yeah. Whose drum set is it? James's, right?
No. It's kind of a community property type of drum set.
Okay, so yeah, you didn't care either, but still, and so he turned out to be okay. And then we also looked at we discovered Sam the Clown. This is my first time seeing Sam the Clown in my recollection. But Sam Haynes. Okay, Sam Haynes the Clown. And this is, I really feel like Sam, who looks terrifying throughout the entire music video. This is how he's been dressing for years here locally. I really feel like he is the inspiration of Art the Clown in Terrifier. So if you've seen Sam around, Sam Haynes, you probably know who he is. He's a local legend of sorts. I got to get him in studio, but I would be, if I was his lawyer, I would, mount up and file a lawsuit against this Terrifier. But like, you guys are making a lot of money right now. Enough money to kick me down some because I've been doing the black and white clown bit since before Pennywise. No? All right, I'm just throwing things out there.
It's definitely been doing a long time.
Yeah.
We've known this guy for
He's
years.
got a huge following.
We've never seen him without the makeup.
Yeah, do you even know what he looks like
I
without
have
the
no
makeup?
idea.
Yeah.
I have seen him, but it's a very rare thing.
Okay, yeah, so you've seen him. And what would you recommend? Him wear the makeup or not? Is he a good-looking man without the makeup?
He's a cool dude.
Yeah, all right. So but it's just something he likes doing. He identifies as clown. And in 2022, I'm cool with it.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, of course, we're hanging out with Stands with Fists, who are going to be performing this Friday at the Rock. We got a stacked lineup for the Glow Show, and this is one of their specialties. They put a bunch of black lights in the Rock. They paint themselves up the entire backdrop. We're going to go through the slideshow on the podcast broadcast to get you a better idea of what's in store for you this Friday, but it's going to be the party that's happening this week at the Rock. We're going to keep that conversation going. Check out some footage from previous Glow shows on youtube.com/pfegan. Keep it right here. When we come back, I'm going to ask you this question, and I think everyone here is a fan of tattoos. All right, there's a woman going viral for getting a matching tattoo. She got a matching tattoo with a guy. Now, is it taboo? Should you not do it? I'm going to tell you why next on Beef Vegan Presents. Stick around. That's another tease.
I know, more cliffhangers.
I'm trying to, it's called increasing TSL, time spent listening. So we try to keep them to the next break and to the next break. And sometimes I have to write down these teasers. Sometimes I pull it out my ass. And that was one. This woman went viral because she got a matching tattoo with the man she met on Tinder on their very first date. Very first date. So we'll talk about that here. Oh, yo, say that into the microphone, Sonar. We like to laugh at your fails here.
Yeah, it's definitely a F my life moment of getting a tattoo with my ex-wife. Obviously, that one just got covered up.
Yeah. So what was the tattoo?
It was an ambergram of my name and her name. We won't say that on the air.
Yeah, no, we won't say it on the air.
Yeah. She who shall not be named.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, did the relationship start going to shit after the tattoo? Because they say it's a curse.
No, we had the tattoo for about a good 10 years.
Okay.
Wow.
Decade.
You outlasted the curse.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? You get that match tattoo, it's sweet. It lasts for a good decade, and then then you regret it. But I don't know. I don't even know if I would have covered it up. Yeah. So what did you cover it up with?
Some skulls to represent the death of the relationship. and then I've got a phoenix rising from the death.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
All right. Yeah. Can you show it? Is it on your arm?
Yes.
Yeah. Show it into the camera there. Oh, nice.
Yes. skulls. And then,
Yeah, that looks sick.
Yeah, David Burley from Inkworks is putting that on, and
Yeah.
doing a great job.
Yeah, shout out David. This saved Sonar so he could date again. Because I'm sure that was an awkward conversation, right? Because they always on dates when you're meeting people are like, "Oh, I like your tattoo. What's that mean?" You right? It's cliche. Everyone has ink knows that they get asked about their ink. So if you've been in a situation after your divorce where you're on a date with a girl and she saw the matching tattoo that you got with your wife?
No, I haven't gone that far yet. They just look at it and they're like, "That's some pretty cool ink," and I'm like, "Thank you,
thank you." It means nothing to me.
Conversation ends.
Say no more.
Yeah. I had a situation where I was at the MBD the other day with my daughter, and I have like a scratcher tattoo on my forearm. It's nothing I'm proud of, right? It was my buddy Laugh Track. He was an apprentice and he needed to work on me, so he did this traditional skull piece. And I was, dumb and cheap enough to where I'm like, yeah, you could, practice on my arm where everyone could see it. So I'm not a big fan of it. And there was a woman who, while I'm sitting down waiting for my daughter to take her driver's test, looked at my arm and was like, "Oh, hey, I like your tattoo." And I wasn't paying attention. And I just kind of went up and was like, "Huh?" And she's like, "Oh, I like your tattoo." And I can't even fake like gratitude for it. My initial reaction, my face says, "Ugh, you do?" But I said, oh yeah, thanks. This whole thing, that's nothing. And then I, want to be like, I should show you my 6-pack, but I didn't.
Is that when you open the fridge?
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Do you really?
Yeah. No, I have an outline on my stomach. Yeah. It's fading, but
of a 6-pack?
Of a 6-pack, yeah.
Even you had like the actual muscle structure, not
the actual. No, I for a good 10 years of my adult life, I looked like a Ninja Turtle with my shirt off. Yes. Now it's fading,
that's awesome.
Thankfully, and now it just looks like burns. But yeah, it's not awesome, Jonathan. I'll tell you why. Because when I would go to like pool parties with friends, I would get this reaction. People would see the tattoo from their like peripheral. And they would think that it's some kind of like ugly scarring or burns. So you could immediately, notice them like look away, like not getting caught to, like looking at it. Right. And then they would kind of glance back and get what it was and go, "Oh," and then start laughing.
What color is
like
the?
It's time for a touch up.
It was, I definitely need a touch up.
Was it like red or what?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was thinking black.
No, and the idea.
Make it look real.
Yeah, no, I could. And actually, I've seen other people do it better. But I did it first. But the idea was to create an optical illusion. And they say no pain, no gain. It hurts to get a 6-pack in real life, but it hurts to get a fake one too.
Oh, I bet.
So
like
I saw this
sensitive
guy
meat.
that had a cat tattooed on his stomach, and it's facing the back of the cat with the tail up, and his belly button
is the asshole. Yes,
Yeah.
I've seen that before too.
That's pretty gnarly.
It is
Oh,
gnarly.
dude. Oh,
That's
that's clever, but ouch.
Forever.
Forever.
It's
Clever
committing. It's committing to the bit for sure. You're like, hey, yeah, this will be a funny joke for once. Hey, I don't know. Then the person who has the joke on them gets over the joke very quickly, and then so I kind of despise it, or I would forget about it. I would go to water parks, and strangers would see me, and yes, and kids would look, point, and laugh.
Mommy, look how buff he is.
Yeah, they would get the joke immediately. Adults would look at me like I was the biggest piece of shit on the planet. They're just like, this fucking moron, and that was kind of the takeaway. So I was like, God damn it.
So how does like a new girlfriend react to that? First time you take your shirt off?
I'll tell you what, that was the one good takeaway is that I got a hot girlfriend shortly after. So I felt like I tricked her into thinking that I had a 6-pack, and all of a sudden my stock rised because she was at the time in my life the hottest girlfriend I had up at that point. And I was like, it's all because of the 6-pack, baby. When the lights are dim, the candlelit, I look like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. One of the guys from 300.
Yeah, exactly. When the guys, she loved that movie. It's not a coincidence. So it happens. But all right, let's see what else we got going on here. I do want to do beef tweets. So here's some retweets that I did on Twitter. Some stuff that I came across on the Twitter land, and it's always a fun time. and some of the stuff is innocent, some of it's a little more edgy. You got a couple fights in there as well, but it's good stuff. First, I want to play for you what they're calling the most effective condom ad in the history of advertising. All right. So wait till you see the curveball on this one. Here's Beast retweets. Check this out.
I feel scared right now.
Oh, yeah. Well, you already got a kid. You've already failed the condom industry. Yeah, here, check this out. Use condoms. There you go. Yep.
Oh.
Isn't that great? I believe that's in Germany, where that went viral. And they said it is the most effective ads, one of the most effective ads to air in TV history to advertise safe sex. And it wasn't a particular brand. It was like their Planned Parenthood there. Yeah.
Have you seen the Skittles Taste the Rainbow commercials?
Yes.
Those are out of control.
Where they get the Skittle pox. Yes. In fact, Schmonty.
There's like an X-rated Skittles.
Yeah,
I forget.
they're all sexual.
It's
Skittles.
European.
They're like,
I don't know where
Yes.
it's from.
Actual commercials.
Yes. And that was a parody. That wasn't a real one.
really?
Yeah. It was a bit. Yeah. And they were jizzing Skittles all over. Yes. Yeah. And they're just like, taste the rainbow. Ah.
Ooh, sweetness.
All right. Oh, here's a video here. There's no way. It's a good thing this guy had a ring cam, because there's no way his insurance company would believe this story of two grown-ass moose going at it.
Plural for moose.
Yeah, I don't know. Mooses. Look at that. Yes, and he's flashing the flashlight to try to scare them off, but they're in the zone right now. They're fucking each other up. Look at that.
Yeah.
Like a rock.
Yeah.
It's like the Dodge Moose. Be on the lookout for that. But yeah, so it's a good thing he had that camera and he filmed it, because there's no way. All right, to hear, well, that's a crazy Karen. We'll share another time. Oh, here's parenting fail. Real quick. She's, this is where this little girl developed her trust issues. Watch this. Okay. Real time. Just, again, these are Beast retweets. Don't follow me, bro. Oh, and this kid used up all his luck in 30 seconds. Watch how amazing this is. He goes for the half court, one arm, boom, nothing but net. He looks back at the ring cam. Wow, did he catch that? That's cool. All right, let me keep working on my Larry Bird. Let's go for the hook shot. See how this works. Up and nothing but net.
my God.
Oh shit, I got two in a row. That's amazing. All right, so he grabs the ball again, and he's like, how about I do a no look? Nothing but net. Again, he couldn't believe his luck, and he used up all of his luck. He should have wrote down some lottery numbers at that moment, but he didn't. And he's white, so he probably never made another basket again.
Oh.
Yeah, unfortunately. And we'll end on Beast retweets with the racist turtle, of course. Is this turtle racist? Absolutely. How do I know? Well, watch this. This turtle's like, fuck you, shoe. Fuck you, shoe. And he's like, let me take off the black tape. Oh, we cool. We cool. All right, so yes.
Oh.
He was trying to go under the hole.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. I'd rather say the turtle's racist. So, all right. So there's Beast retweets. Got a minute and 12. What are you gonna say?
How long did you spend researching all that? I hope the right answer is like 9 hours. Like that.
I have a good time.
Yeah.
I have a good time on Twitter. You know, again, I don't tweet out anything. Yeah, that's not what it's for. I just look for stupid shit and retweet it. And again, I don't want any followers.
You gotta find content.
Yeah, it's content surfing. My entire day, outside of doing this show is just looking for other shit to talk about on this show. It's really an obsessive compulsion. And it's good and bad. What are you gonna do?
Heading down here, I was listening to you guys talk about the teachers.
Yeah, the OnlyFans teachers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, in her course that she's teaching, and you're like, Beavis and Butthead.
In her course. Yeah. That was a good. I'm glad that you picked up on that because obviously that just slipped out. And, yeah, I did not mean to do that. But yeah, you nailed it. Exactly. Good pat on the back.
Like, yep, Beavis and Butthead is back.
Absolutely. Yes. Oh yeah, and it's fantastic too.
Yeah, I love him.
Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We're hanging out with Stands with Fists, and Power just patted himself on the back. But here's a fun fact for you guys. Today is National Pat Your Friend on the Back Day. Legitimately. I mean, there you go. Look at Stands with Fists immediately pat each other on the back. Yeah. And rightfully so. You guys have been a band for how long as this unit?
35 years. No,
it feels like that, right?
We've put out 3 records. I think our first one came out in 2010.
Yeah, so you've been at it for a long time. The Glow Show is an annual Stands with Fists staple, and it's coming back to the Rock this Friday. So it's just a full-blown entertainment experience. Not only do you get the live great music of Stands with Fists live, but you get the visual experience of how they deck out the Rock. They make it all glow in the dark, and it's kind of like a rave. In a way, I know I'll be sitting there with the pacifier in my mouth, moshing. Don't judge me, bro. Don't judge me, okay? And glowing. And I would just say this.
Oh yeah, we'll be giving out 3D glasses to everybody in the crowd, and certain props will be set up to kind of have depth of field. So
yeah, so you make it 3D. Well, here's a fun fact: everything in person is actually 3D, but you're making it like 3D.
Yeah.
4D. Okay. So yeah, you spend time designing sets to make it 3D. So you put on the 3D glasses and they come at you even more so.
Oh yeah.
If we could spray people with water, we can up the ante of how many D's we can add to it.
Yeah. Oh, it's just nothing but D's, nonstop D's. All right. Let me ask you guys this because you all have tattoos. Would you ever? Well, I already know the answer to this. Would you ever get a matching tattoo with someone? And of course, what the consensus is, don't do it, right? They say it's bad luck and it jinxes a relationship, even if it's 10 years later. I'm just throwing it out there. All right. But there's also another viral clip that's happening right now of a woman who got a matching tattoo with the man that she matched with on Tinder. And on their very first date, they went and got matching tattoos. And this was in Australia. She's gone viral for sharing a clip about this guy. And obviously she was attracted to this guy. And are you thinking to yourself, if you get a matching tattoo with a girl on a first date, like, oh, I'm totally going to bang this chick. There's no way I'm not, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, it's a
given.
Go without saying at that point.
Right.
That's where he went wrong. They should have sex first before the matching tattoo.
Right. Yeah. That's true. Maybe, yeah, the matching tattoo was a C block, but
you know what? That wasn't really good. Do you think we should go get the removal tomorrow?
Well, that's the great thing, right? So say she gets a matching tattoo with this guy. She goes home with him and he's like a 2-pump chump or has some kind of weird disformity and she immediately regrets it. Then looks down at the tattoo like, uh-oh. Yeah, I messed up. Now, people who are commenting on this post were mostly positive about the idea. They're optimistic. Several have even shared that they've done the same thing on a first date. The couple got tattoos of triangles, him on his forearm and her on the back of her neck. Again, it's alluding to future good times. The clip has been viewed over 1 million times so far. So would you ever do this? I mean, you got so many tattoos. Is this something you would consider doing?
Absolutely not.
Not even close.
No
way.
No chance.
No way.
Jonathan, no. How many
married.
people
I
have
don't
matching
even-
tattoos with you?
Say that again.
How many people have matching tattoos with you?
We're getting one after the show.
Yeah, right after the show. It's our first date.
See, I know you're thinking about it.
Not
Yeah.
anymore. No. I did have one matching tattoo, but things change.
See?
I might buck the trend because you know what? You just explained. I thought it was like a tattoo, like it's their names or it's something about that person. Like they both just agreed to get the same thing, but it
doesn't matter.
Triangles,
It's still a
whatever.
matching tattoo.
It was one
Whatever.
of those Friday the 13th where like you could pick
Yeah.
from these tattoos right here.
Yes.
Oh, that's
exactly.
obviously the
like
coolest
sometimes.
choice, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I might do it.
Okay, so well, I mean, I could see you doing that, but you know what? You're cursing relationships left and right, and it's funny because both Sonar and Jonathan have cover-ups, so of matching tattoos. I want to ask the stories. Oh, you don't have the story. You don't have a
The
cover-up,
other
Jonathan?
person apparently got theirs covered.
I'm the only one.
Yeah,
There.
it wasn't like a relationship one. Like I said, it was a Friday the 13th. From the thing for $13 type of vibe.
Oh, yeah.
So, aliens are more from my style. I liked it. That's why I colored it in and made it cooler.
Nice. Yeah, so you turned that $13 tattoo into a $37 tattoo. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. We're going to keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast, youtube.com/beefvegan. Got your beef tip coming up next. Keep it right here. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA.
Better a tattoo than a baby. You know what I'm saying?
Better tattoo than a baby?
On the first date.
Oh, yeah. On the first date. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Sex first.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's the only side effect of sex. That's well, it's a positive side effect. Let's be honest.
Unless you're that dude who's allergic to his own.
Oh man.
Sure.
And she is what a combo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Meant to be.
Yeah. That's. I think I have an image here that I'll show you of a story of a dog walker who got embarrassed because his dog came across something and would not let go. Loved it. Oh, I love when there's a warning on the video as well. I'll show you this real quick. It's added to the stream.
That's the clickbait. Warning, do not watch this video.
Oh,
click.
Mhm. It's like, no, I'm definitely watching it now. All right, so no, wait, that's not the video I want to see. All right, so this woman was walking her dog, and the dog found this. It's massive. All right.
No. Is that a cucumber?
Yeah.
Cockabone.
Yes. Ironically, it's a Cocker Spaniel.
Oh.
So
I found this buried in the yard.
So this professional dog walker. Yeah, this professional dog walker is walking the dog, and in the park, the dog comes across this sex toy, which is, of course, is a huge black dildo, and would not let go of this dildo to save its life. It just loved it. It was like, no, it smells like my owner. And so for like 10 minutes, this woman was struggling to get the dog. Actually, 20 minutes. It was struggling to get this dog to release this rubbery pipe. So it wasn't until she promised the dog treats that the dog finally let go of the black dilly. But you know what they say? Immediately after eating the treats, the dog went right back.
Well,
That's what they say.
I want to know the story behind this. Like how did it become, something that got left in the park? Because something happened.
It was a drive-by dilly.
It was a drive-by dilly. Yes, I mean, honestly, I would look at previous night's mugging reports. He just got beat with a black stick. I mean, that's a toy / weapon for sure.
Absolutely.
New York subway station.
Yeah. Luckily, it wasn't curved and it didn't just go flinging right all the way back like a
Yeah.
boomerang. Look
Yeah.
out for those.
So yes. Which reminds me here. Earlier this morning, we talked about politics. We talked about politics for the very first time on this show, which is a real no-no. Like, we try to stay away from religion and politics as much as we can. But when it's an independent, candidate, then I guess all bets are off. So that's good. And especially if this independent candidate is like, you know what I'll do to get people's attention to vote for me? I'll make a fuck tape. That's exactly what one politician did. Yes.
This does actually happen.
It's a guy in New York. It's like, I don't know if he's a congressman or
Well, he's nothing yet, and it doesn't look like he's going to be anything. I do have an image plus some audio that forewarned you leading into the sex tape. In case you missed it, it went a little something like this. Check it out. Okay, man, welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. It's appropriate that we're playing Rob Zombie Living Dead Girl because some of the background noises when we get into this story. Now, again, I don't normally talk about politics.
Mm-hmm.
unless the politician's independent and releasing a sex tape, and then I'm all about it. All bets are off. So let's get into this story about Mike Ickes. I'm calling shenanigans all the way through this story just to give you a heads up, but you're going to see headlines that there's a politician that is releasing a sex worker positive sex tape as part of his campaign. Yes, to get people's attention. And it's publicity, and that's good. When you're in the game of politics, you want all the publicity you can. And of course, in our world, a lot of people became celebrities and rich because they released a sex tape. Of course, those celebrities didn't look like Mike Ickes. That's for sure.
Yeah.
He's running for Congress in New York. And if you remember, New York had a little bit of controversy based off of their governor having like extramarital affairs. This guy just straight up like, hey, I released a bone tape.
Yeah.
All right. Now, on his platform one of his platforms is sex positivity. So he's not trying to shame sex workers, right? He does understand and appreciate the OnlyFans economy. Okay. And rightfully so. And again, we are sex positive in nature here on this show as well. And we don't kink shame or, shame sex workers. We know sex work is work. So if you're out there, if you're dancing at a local club and, you're providing for yourself and your family, you're doing your thing. Keep doing it. But I feel like I'm calling shenanigans on this because his sex tape that he released, he labeled Bucket List Bonanza.
That sounds like a pay-per-view.
Okay, yeah. And is it your bucket list to make a sex tape, or are you running on a campaign promise? Now, at the beginning of this Pornhub clip, it was directed by his co-star. Her name is Nicole Stage, a beautiful girl, a wonderful director. Her vision was phenomenal. I watched it as an investigative journalist just to see what all the hype was about.
Fact finding.
And I was kind of like boner killed based off of the beginning of this, even though it covered all the legalities. You could tell this is a sex tape made by a politician. Listen to this. Should have it. That's the Pornhub intro.
Hello, I'm Nicole Sage. I am aware that I'm about to perform in a non-condom boy-girl scene. No one is forcing me to be here. I am not under the influence of drugs or alcohol.
Okay.
And
what else are you making me say?
Yeah. Very romantic.
Yeah.
All right. So, actually, come here.
Okay. And there's Mike going into the scene.
We have
looking like everybody's creepy uncle, by the way.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like a guy that you don't want to see a sex tape is the guy with this face is just like, ugh.
Yeah.
And then he's got no hair in his entire body, right? So he's a bald white guy, a little chubby, but in decent shape. And then all the hair on his entire body is gone, right? So he looks like Powder from the movie Powder. Right.
Seen each other's tests. We're good to go. We are both over the age of 18 and consent to our scene today. We have gone over our do's and don'ts, and our safe word is stop.
Stop. That's our safe word.
Very
stop.
creative.
So, yeah, this is Mike Ickes. He's getting a lot of press, and now he made this sex tape a year ago. Nobody cared. Nobody was looking into it until recently he did an interview where he kept mentioning it. So he's just like, no, I did a sex tape. Yeah. He claims it's not a gimmick, but in a serious attempt to get this message out. His quote is, if I would just talk about sex positivity, it wouldn't demonstrate my commitment to the issue. I am super committed, extremely committed. Now, they did 2 shots in this video. So he double dipped. And the first clip is about 90 seconds, so he finished quickly. And then the second clip is a little longer, but I'll tell you this much. If you're voting based off somebody's stroke or how good they are in bed, then you're not going to vote for Mike Ickes.
No.
This guy is very spastic. And at points I was like, oh my God, he's having a seizure on top of her. What's that safe word again? Oh yeah, it's stop. Please, Mike, stop. All right, so that was our sex tape. That was a good segment, actually.
That was a good segment. I feel like I would
Speaking to the mic.
Here, give me that.
Yeah, you forgot that there's a mic.
I feel like I would just like to. We should watch some things and then just hold up like judges, like 2.2,
Yeah.
5.5.
Yeah,
-4.
that's a good segment. Yeah, just watching porn, but obviously not on the YouTube. We'll get booted from that. And I mean, it is weird once you guys sit around watching porn, but rating it and giving it the scorecards. His performance, honestly, and I didn't see the end, so I don't know how it ends. So no spoiler. But it was not good. I was just like, if you're gonna make like a sex positive video, you might want to like watch some porns ahead of time to see how people do it. Because he was just
Put in
like,
some research.
Any other political video, everything they said was a lie.
yeah, exactly. And his political video, like her orgasm was a lie. So that's a fact. And such a trip. But that's where we're at in politics nowadays. And again, the running joke was growing up, I was a realist enough to be like, I could never be president. And then it came to a point after like Bush, like I would never want to be president. That seems like the worst fucking job in the world, right? But now I'm at a point where I'm like, oh, not only can I be president,
but you can make a sex tape.
yeah, I'm dumb enough to be a contender. Like what the fuck? So, sex tapes and just talk shit and just speaking out your ass without any kind of like background checks is essentially the MO of how you're going to campaign nowadays. So that's where we're at. And this won't be the last politician sex tape we have. I just can't wait till that was in New York. I can't wait for the politicians in Oregon to get super freaky.
anything for a vote, right?
Yeah. Like, hey, I believe in your issue so much, I came to it. Right?
We need the LA ones because the production quality needs to go up a little bit, I think, too.
Oh, you didn't see the whole thing. I mean,
No.
It was pretty much just a camera on a tripod. So no POV or nothing. And again, this guy super pale. Like if you know you're gonna go into this, you're gonna want to prepare a little bit, right?
Yeah.
I
saw his political stance was doggy.
Yeah. You got hold on. Any more cheesy puns you want to throw out there? Because we're almost done with the beef tip.
Congressman Ipkiss on OnlyFans.
Yeah. No, he gave that one out for free. It's about 14 minutes if you want to look at it.
No, I'm good.
All right.
Your description, more than enough.
Yeah. I'm painting a vivid picture.
Took one for the team.
Yeah, exactly.
The last porn I ever watched.
That's what I do. I watch porn so you don't have to. Let's get out of here. All right, we're almost done here hanging out with Stands with Fists. It won't be the last time I think we'll have Jonathan in studio this week, right? Jonathan, you come back in on Friday hanging out with us? Yeah, good. So we're double dipping. Of course, the Glow Show is happening here this Friday at The Rock. Doors open at 7:00. And if you want more information, check out our social media pages. Follow Stands with Fists as well on Facebook. And we hope to see you this Friday. It's going to be a banger. But before we go, and I'm going to get into a beef tip. Do you guys want to do any quick shout outs? I'll give you 15-second shout outs. I'll give you 15 seconds on the clock to do any shout outs. No, you guys got any shout outs?
Yeah.
Support us.
I plan a few other groups. You can catch me every Saturday at Chicago Bar with a reggae band called Neon Prophet.
Nice.
I'll also be doing double duty that night with Held Out.
Nice. Yep. Yeah. You're going to be on stage half the night, which is fantastic.
I love it.
Yeah.
Don't pass out in the drum set, bro.
I'm not wearing a T-Wax costume, so all right.
What about you, Sonar? You got any shout outs you want to say?
You all know who you are. Also want to represent Halo Cannabis, and that's about it.
Nice. And Jonathan?
Just shout outs to all the people that supported Stands with Fists all these years and the listeners of KFMA.
Nice. All right. It's nothing but love, guys. All right. So we have that going on all week long on the podcast broadcast. We are counting down the days to the Glow Show, and we're looking forward to it. Join us tomorrow morning as we'll continue to give away tickets for Max and Igor. Of course, those are Sepultura brothers performing at the Rialto and so much more. Until then, Robin Nash is up next. Enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, and as always, rock local. Later.
When you wish upon a
Later, guys.
side of
Thanks for
beef,
watching.
soon will come an end to all your grief. But if you've been mean or kind of bad, I will knock out all your teeth.